What's up, junkies? Welcome back in for another edition of Pigskin Junkies. Myself, Michael Larson, the big brother, Jared Larson, here to bring you week 8 already of the college football season.
Sad day.
It just goes, you wait and wait and wait, and then all of a sudden it's
wait all year.
Yeah, and then it's gone.
Poof, gone.
Yeah. Oh, it's brutal.
Texas Micah, we are recording this on a Wednesday. I saw Cole Kubelik on my flight this morning in a middle seat. I was like, what? Do you not fly enough to
have reward
at least sit on the row, man?
Hey, he's just a man of the people. And he's not a small guy either.
Well, he stuck out like a sore thumb. This meathead is popping out of the seat.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Kind of like yours truly.
I love. Jeez. Oh man, you're trying to throw me off my game early here by dropping a comment like that. I love Cole on Twitter because he always tweets out best lineman plays of the week, and it's truly phenomenal. I don't know if any of you people that are listening to this podcast follow me personally, but I retweeted this video of the number 1 tackle in this year's recruiting class. The kid, one, doesn't look like he should be 17. And then number 2,
he's mauling people.
Yeah. I mean, an athletic, twice the size of these kids, faster than them. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's obviously he's going to play.
No.
He's going to Ohio State. I don't know where he's from, but if he's going to Ohio State, I would assume somewhere up in the northeast sector of the United States.
Just like Santonio Holmes.
Mm-hmm. So last week, Jared and I,
Belglade, Florida, to Ohio State. No money there.
Well, you see all these
all
people.
Totally above board.
It is funny when this early signing period, and I think PJ Fleck even said it when he was with Minnesota. He goes, "Look, this is so great for recruiting for me because I can get kids up in the summertime when it's exactly
terrible."
Yeah, 100%. They go, "Wow," because it is. I mean, it's beautiful in
summer.
This time,
even in the early fall.
Yeah, I mean, I know it snowed last week, but that was kind of an outlier. But this time of year, it's leaves are changing. It's really pretty outside. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. And then a month later, then they bring them back up because, they would bring them back up in December and then January and signing days in February, which is just gross.
Can I undo this commitment?
Yeah, exactly. So it's nope, you are contractually obligated to step foot on my campus now. So Jared and I were each sitting at 500 last week. I pulled off a nice... what was it? 1, 2, 3. I was 4-2. That's right. I had to look at my handy dandy notebook to bring me to a nice 18-16 total. Jared, I'm trying to remember.
3-2.
3-2, correct? Yep. So 18
big card this week.
And 17 for Jared.
Yep.
And Jared notched his first head-to-head win last week as well.
Boom.
In the Virginia-Miami game, which was just disgusting on a Friday night.
Oklahoma should have been an easy winner. 11 yards per play.
That's unbelievable. Unreal.
Tell me about it.
It's just 2 huge numbers from them and the Crimson Tide this weekend that, honestly, I look at it and I go, yeah, I could do that.
Later.
Yeah. So Jared, obviously, dropping a huge hint on where he's leaning there. But
yeah, kind of.
Overall, Jared and I over the 500 mark and beginning our climb back to hopefully above mediocrity or above 50-50.
Get some winners.
Yeah. So,
it's been tough. It's been a slog. I just can't. Yeah. It's a lot of these 3s and 2s, 2s and 3s. There's not a whole lot. It can't quite just. There hasn't been a breakout week this week, so we're putting it on the line with 7 games. Hopefully this is the breakout to the upside.
Mm-hmm. So I get a start first this week since I had one more win.
Mike has the honor. Yeah, he's got the T.
And this is a team that Jared's going to hate it, and we'll probably have a head-to-head on this. But coming off of a bye, and it's Mac Brown and the Tar Heels taking on the Hokies. They're road favorites, -3.5. But here's the thing. I think North Carolina has played actual programs, and they played a Clemson
Tech
team
has
tight.
not.
That's what I was going to say. Tech's wins are against Old Dominion, which I think was a squeaker. Furman,
Richmond, right?
No, Furman, Miami, and then Rhode Island. So
Rhode Island. I knew it was an R.
Yeah, not a
blue R team. Wrong one.
So I like the Tar Heels in this one. I've been impressed with this team. It's like Mac Brown got in the fountain of youth somewhere. I don't know where it was, but the guy looks like he's having fun.
He's the same age as Saban.
I get that, but Saban's old too. But put Saban and Mac Brown next to each other, and you tell me who you think's older or younger.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. Is there's a perception that Saban is like this young Panther. No. I'm like, he's not young at all. Mac Brown looks old. Mm-hmm. And he's what? He's in his 70s. I mean, you're getting up there.
Yeah, I think. So anyway, long story short, I like the Tar Heels in this one.
Yeah, I can't. I looked long and hard. My boy Justin Fuente's got to turn around quick because I think he's potentially losing the locker room. I am going to go to not the same state, actually. Well, so no, it's not. It's wherever Wake Forest plays their games. I will be taking the Wake Forest Demon Deacons and my guy Dave Doran to make it happen. -2.5 against. I'm going to continue to bet against Florida State probably every game this year. I don't want to say regardless of number, but this is well within the range. I think Wake Forest is a better team. They're at home. You can take that home field advantage for what you will, and it's not Dave Doran. What the heck is the name of the town that they're in? It's one of those stupid two-town names. It'll come to me later. It doesn't matter. Bet Wake Forest, cash the ticket. Willie's got his head jammed way up his ass, and they have no idea what they're doing there. I mean, they got absolutely boat raced by Clemson.
Winston-Salem.
Clemson has not looked. Winston-Salem, there it is. I knew it. I told you, it's one of those. I just got to bop it down. It's in my head, these stupid hyphenated names. He's just got his head plugged up his took. And Wake Forest, I know this is a radio show. People can't see what I'm doing, but I got the Gus Miles on. We going like this, boys. That program is going that way, and Florida State is going straight into the toilet bowl. I got to believe Willie's a dead man walking. They have looked so bad.
Yeah.
Like this year. I think most of the Florida State people that I talk to are like, yeah, he'll last another year. And I don't know that they can keep him around. They're about to go 3-9, dude.
Yeah, again, like back-to-back years is just terrible. And the most obvious thing to me was last week when they're playing Clemson, and Clemson's up like 40-3 or whatever it was. And Dabo is screaming his brains off at his team.
Brain guts.
Yeah. And they show just Taggart standing over there just chewing on his thumbnail. Like he looks all the stinking time.
Yeah, he's in over his head.
It's like, yeah, the guy has, I get it. Like he steps off the bus and you go, oh, this guy has swagger. And everyone did the memes of you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. But I'm sure as heck not worried about Willie Taggart because the guy can't do jack other than dress.
No.
So.
No. More coaches that are way in over their heads later. Sorry, Dave Clawson, not Dave Dorn. Dave Clawson is in Winston-Salem, which is Wake Forest.
Gotcha.
Hopefully some of you can at least understand with all of those overlaps how I got it wrong.
Jared's got lots of names just floating around in his head, apparently. So for my next pick, I got, and this will be my second time going on him. And I wanted to do it for Florida, and thank God I talked myself out of it. But I got Auburn -19 against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Gus Malzahn. Now, I get it. This is in old Fayette Chill. You like that reference, Jared? You get that one.
Yeah, whatever your dumb sticker is about.
And Gus has been giving this team the business for forever. And I think this is a spot that Auburn's going to come out and go, hey, this is a team that everyone's writing off, and they want to show that, hey, we can still play ball. I think Bo Nix is going to air it out. Coming off of a bye week and an opportunity to sit down and watch film on himself and really break down that Florida game. Because there were mistakes, and I think Bo's a smart football player and will learn from those. And I think Arkansas is going to have to try and do some of the things that Florida did to stop our offense. Now, Boobie Whitlow not being in.
Yep, they don't have the guns.
Exactly. And Boobie not playing will be a little bit shaky, but I think we have a stable running back, so we'll be okay. But that does, however, put in jeopardy Auburn having a 1,000-yard rusher, and this would be 2 years in a row we wouldn't have a 1,000-yard rusher. But I have Auburn minus 19 against the Razorbacks in Fayetteville.
If you want to win, put Boobie in.
Put Boobie.
This is a red light special, listeners. I also have the Auburn Tigers minus 19. Choose to do with this as you please. I agree with Micah. Bye week. This defense is all world. I really don't know how Arkansas is going to score. And I think we'll be able to not score at will, but certainly this is going to look a lot more like Mississippi State than it is Florida. Significantly less intimidating road environment, obviously. And I think that Bo will learn quite a bit, or at least I'm hoping that he learned quite a bit from his road trip to Gainesville. So I also will be on Auburn, lay the lumber. Gus likes to put the beat down on his home state, and take the Tigers.
Going like this. But, Jared, if you listen closely, you can hear the Brinks truck going the opposite direction of you and I. Yeah. Next up,
garbage truck.
I haven't done it all year. Actually, I think I did it week 1. But I haven't done it since. And you know where I'm going with this, Jared? Can you guess?
Oklahoma State?
No. I haven't done them at all this year. It's close, though. One more guess. One more guess.
No.
You don't know? Okay. We're going with leave it on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
We're going Herd.
Oh.
Plus
I had that written down with question mark. 14 points.
Yeah, I got. So it must have jumped down with more people going on ASU to 13. 14 would be great, obviously, if you can find that. These two teams, I think, are going to just play knockdown, drag-out defense. If you watched Utah earlier in the season, I wasn't totally... When Moss got... I just don't know if Moss is going to be healthy. And when he's not healthy, that offense doesn't really turn into anything. This Utah team, you just don't know. And you know Arizona State does nothing but cover, especially with Herm.
Yeah, I was surprised. I had actually written that down, Utah 14 question mark, just because I don't see these teams getting up and down the field too much. I don't see a whole lot of points here. So unless you're just thinking this is going to be like a Wisconsin, Michigan this week type of thing where they just blitz them, I generally agree with you. But that stunk so bad to me that I couldn't get on Arizona State. I need to dig before making it an official selection. So just keep your eyes peeled on Twitter, folks. Selection number 3. This one is so on brand for me. It's kind of unbelievable. Rivalry game, 12:30, early local kick in Seattle. I will take the Washington Huskies getting 3 points against the Oregon Ducks. Have not been impressed by this Duck team and Mario Cristobal really since we played them. I'm not sure that they have the fortitude to stick in a lot of these close games. I've seen a lot of blowouts in their 5-1 record, and the one loss is the only time that they needed to have any fortitude. So my opinion of Chris Peterson is well documented on this podcast, and I think that they'll perform well at home in a big game. Oregon catching an extra day of rest, but they do have to travel, so I think that kind of neutralizes those things. So I certainly think Washington can get it done here. Look for them in the money line parlay with a little dabble with a few other teams.
Ooh. And then this is going to be my last pick of the week.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I only got a 4 slaughter this week. And that is... Oh, you want to guess again?
Minnesota?
No, actually, I'm not.
Minus 50?
No, I couldn't. I can't pull a trigger on a Gopher team with that high of a spread. I just couldn't do it. I got
US 30 on the road, no less.
Yeah, exactly. I have USC -10 at home against the Arizona Wildcats. I haven't been too impressed with this Wildcats team. I really wish JT Daniels didn't do what he did at the start of the year. I was excited to watch him play this year.
I think the other kid's better. The freshman.
I was going to say, which one?
The kid from Arizona. Kid from Phoenix.
Kadon Slovis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was impressed with him and his I use a stupid Trent Dilfer line here, but I was impressed with his moxie late against the Irish on the road. I thought
football players are full of football. Football teams are full of football players.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you just remember, you can't lose games in the NFL and still win. Never forget. Golly, what a freaking idiot. So I got the Trojans -110 against. And seriously, as long as Sumlin is a head coach anywhere, I enjoy betting against him because I think the guy's an idiot. Don't care.
He's an idiot. They were, I tell you what, puke fest last week with the Arizona Wildcats. But leading at halftime, down by a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and then just absolutely blitzkrieged in the fourth quarter. Okay, so that's a 4-bagger for Micah. I will have my fourth selection,
more, right?
Which is I have 4 more because I've only given 3.
Let's hear it, auctioneer.
LSU Tigers -18.5. I mentioned earlier in the podcast, head coaches that are in over their head. Joe Moorhead is in over his head. I have said this for 2 years now. I cannot make it any clearer. I have been minting money betting against this Mississippi State team. I don't really see the offense. I think the quarterback is, I forget the kid's name. He's got the huge beard. I think he's tough, but I just don't see the talent, and they don't have any ability to stretch the field. So really, the only spots where I saw any weakness from LSU last week against Florida, and candidly for the whole season, is when they are stretched down the field. And I think if you give the LSU front 7, 8 the ability to load up the box, I don't see a whole lot of movement from Mississippi State this week. And I see LSU kind of at will moving the ball up and down. I don't see how they stop them. I understand this is a brutal spot for LSU with a bye week with Auburn and then a bye and then Bama on deck off a huge emotional win at home. I understand that would totally be a spot that I would look to play Mississippi State. However, as I said, I think this team is in way over their head, and I will look to play the Tigers. I'll also look to play their team total over because I just don't see Mississippi State stopping them at all. This defense is moving in full motion. Auburn was up on these guys 21-0. I would expect something similar from the Bayou Bengals and Coach O.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask literally all those questions. I was going to play devil's advocate so hard, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, I see the spot. I just don't. I think Mississippi State, as I said, is so outclassed really at every position on the field that it doesn't scare me. I think if this is LSU, and that's, I think, the mind shift that has to happen with everyone is this is not the LSU of the previous decade and a half where they're grinding out wins on the road. The defense is leading the charge. The offense is doing just enough to get by. That's not what this team is. This team is candidly weaker on the defensive side of the ball and just, literally prancing up and down the field on everybody.
Yeah.
People were talking about how good Florida's defense is, which again, I'm not totally bought into that either. We can now see the teams that they've played. We had a freshman quarterback. I don't think our offense is fantastic. They lit them up. It was up and down. I think if you look at the stats of that game, I think LSU probably should have scored more than the 42 they did. I think they might have even been able to get in the 50s if they get a bounce here or a bounce there. So I like the team to score quite a bit. As I said, I will look to play both the team total over, which I'll post that out later, and then and LSU -18.5. I think this is a 3-touchdown victory easily.
Yeah, he's going to be in New York at the end of the year.
No question.
I was very impressed with Trask's performance for Florida to go into that environment. And, he was going blow for blow. That was a heavyweight match of two really good offenses, and that was pretty fun to watch. But yeah, Burrows
converted a lot of third downs, a lot of third down conversions.
Yeah,
which I'm not sure is repeatable.
right.
Like you said, the results are the results, so you can't bang the guy. But I just look at that and I'm like, they're literally converting every third down and a couple third and miles. Like, how sustainable is that over the course of a season? And I just don't know. Okay, game number 5, right? Yeah.
Oklahoma State. 5.
Mambo number 5. Oklahoma State Cowboys, Micah's favorite team, laying 3 and a hook.
Come with me, I'm a man.
This is about as Jared of a spot as it gets. Home unranked team in conference against a undefeated road team, laying more than a field goal. Give me the Pokes here. This line reeks. I will take them. I like what Matt Rule's doing at Baylor in Waco, but I will take Oklahoma State here and lay the 3.5.
I like it.
Game number 6. In a town that I just left, Memphis, Tennessee. I will take Tulane +4. I've been quite impressed with this Tulane team, including the game they played against Auburn. Really, I think when they score 9 against us, which people would probably look back at and say, that's not really that impressive. But when you start looking at the quality of opponents that we've played and how many points they've scored on our defense, I think that you start to gain a lot more respect for Tulane and the Green Wave. I'll take the points here. That's their only loss of the season, actually, is to us, by the way.
It was 6.
I'll take the points.
By the way.
Sorry, 6 points?
6.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was
none in the second half.
Number.
Both of those were in the first half.
Yep. So I'll take the points. I'd look for that to be in the money line parlay as well. And then, speaking of Kevin Sumlin, his old school, I will take Ole Miss +7 at home. Texas A&M, extremely emotional. We'll call it 3 weeks. They've played Auburn, got the doors blown off them. They played Bama, got the doors blown off them. I think it's going to be a tough spot for them to get up on the road and go to Oxford against who is clearly the bottom of I shouldn't say clearly, one of the bottom 3 teams in the SEC West. Because you got Mississippi State in there as well as Arkansas. But I like Ole Miss they're in the East.
That's fair.
I'm talking West only. I like Ole Miss getting the 7 points at home, and I will take the running Rebs and Matt Luke to get done. I mean, they stink. This is a pure spot play emotional. How many people are going to watch the Egg Bowl? That's what I want to know.
That's always fun.
I mean, I'll watch it because I'm weird like that. But
it's always on like Friday.
Yeah.
Too. It's always at a weird. You got Coach McIntyre out there just getting after it for the Rebs on defense. I think that's a one-stop shop for him. I think he's going to be out. He'll get a head coaching job somewhere.
It's probably angling for the head coaching job at Ole Miss.
I mean, it's not a bad spot to be in. I mean, we've talked about it before. I think once the probation's gone, that's the guy you got to look at. What he did at Colorado was 2 years ago they were playing the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, and then it was an odd fall from grace for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not gonna. I mean, it's the Nebraska scenario of everyone thinks, oh, you're back to it, and then they think you're just going to be the Colorado of the '90s, and it's not true.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's not 1994 anymore.
Yeah, like
everybody
you
relax.
versus Nebraska isn't the only important regular season game.
Yeah. They how about those two teams? That was a big deal, and now everyone's like, yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, that was a big game. What, week 2?
Yeah.
And now it's
all the Nebraska fans spent all that money to get out there. Now look at them.
It's like the Notre Dame Texas game a couple years ago. Texas is back. Texas is back. And then they both just descended into darkness after that game.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, why does everyone have to be back after like one game? It's like, can we just slow down?
The U's back.
For 10 seconds.
The U is back.
The U's been going to be back for like a decade now.
Al Golden, the golden era.
Yeah, I'm like, can we not just Can we just let teams kind of grow, not anoint them after like 10 minutes of football?
That's not how college football is. It's emotional. You know that.
Jeez. I suppose.
So for gun to the head, I am 7-5. Jared is 5-7. We didn't plan that, but that's just kind of the way the cookie has crumbled. The first game of ranked opponents, obviously, is Oregon versus Washington. Washington is +3. Jared, I believe you took Washington on this.
I was going to say, I have already opined.
Golly. I'm with you for a lot of the same reasons. My fear is Eason. If it was which quarterback I had more faith in, obviously I would go with the Ducks. But I do like Washington at home. And remember, this is gun to our head who we would pick. We aren't. Well, Jared's actually taking this one. I am not. So therefore, the Brinks truck bet of the week is not in play because I am not officially playing it. Jared is.
Brinks truck play of the week is Arkansas plus points.
Yeah. I don't have a Wonkaver this week, which is terrifying, but I like it. I gotta keep that one sacred because I hit really hard last week on that one, like on the nose. That was beautiful. Next up, Arizona State versus Utah at home, -13 for the Utes. I am betting Arizona State on this one. Jared, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'll go the other way. I'll take Utah just because, like I said, I looked at that and was like, what? And anytime that I do that, I almost immediately go against my initial reaction and lay what seems to be an extremely uncomfortable number. Now, if this had been like 10, I probably would have taken Arizona State because they're at home and I think they've been a little bit of a fraud this year, and I really like Utah with Zach Moss in the backfield. But I saw 2 touchdowns and I was like, hold on a second. So I will take Utah just on premise.
So you got Utah -13.
Yes.
Okay. And I got Arizona State +13. That's how it works, folks, in case you were wondering. And then
not always, unless you buy and sell at different times, but for the purposes of this show.
And then last but not least, 2 teams that I think America continues to look at and go, what the heck are you guys? And that is Michigan traveling to Happy Valley to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Nittany Lions -9. I would assume this is going to be a whiteout night game, which is always hype. Which, speaking of, I'm going to say it on the podcast. We need to go to that game when Auburn travels to Penn State.
I know we do. Lock it in.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, 2 years from now?
2021, yeah.
I'll be there.
Let's do it.
When do they come to our place? 22?
I think, yeah, the following year.
Okay. Let's make it happen. Bo Nix will be a junior.
Ooh.
So
Heisman year.
That'd be good. Yeah, exactly.
So how are you feeling about this game, though? We won't look that far into the future, but we'll look into the future to Saturday. And
yeah, this number is gross. Mm-hmm. I want no part of Michigan at all.
Yeah.
And let me be crystal clear. This game will not get 1 red cent of my actual money. It will not be in any pools. It will not be in any contests. It will not be anything but observed by my eyeballs and tallied for the purposes of this column. I'll take Penn State purely on the principle that Michigan is a unbettable team for me right now.
Yep.
Untenable.
I haven't even. I took Army earlier in the year. I think I bet against Michigan every single time I've bet. And nothing's changing today. Although I'm not betting, once again, repeating, gun to our head. Jared and I both taking Penn State. I'm doing it mostly. It's a home game. It's a night game. Rivalry, blah, blah, blah,
it's gonna
blah,
be
blah.
lit.
Yeah. And it
is cool. I like how they do the whiteout because it contrasts well. Like it's nighttime, which they don't normally play.
Michigan doesn't know how to play at night.
Jeez.
They played that one night game after they got lights in the big house, and then.
That's the thing I hate about the Big Ten. Is they don't play night games.
I will say though, growing up, or for you your whole life, but like the early part of my football watching career was it was nice because I'd wake up, I'd watch the Gophers would usually play at noon, and then there'd be like Ohio State or Michigan or somebody would kick off at 2:30. I should say 11 and 2:30 Central Time, and then the day was done. And you just kind of went about your life, and then you moved down here to the Southeast, and it's like, no,
that needs to start.
Yeah, till 3:30.
Go do your errands in the morning, and then all right, 4:00 be home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So. Yeah, so to recap, gun to our head, I'm 7-5, Jared 5-7. We're both on. Jared actually betting Washington +3. Gun to my head, I'm taking Washington. I'm actually betting Arizona State +13. Gun to Jared's head, -13 Utah. Gun to both of our heads, and it'd have to be a serious gun,
a big gun.
Yeah, to really bet this game, and it would be Penn State -9. Against the Wolverines.
Ugh. Yeah. 9?
That's what I'm seeing right now.
I saw 8.
You saw 8? I had 9 on my site.
Ugh. I mean, fine. Like I said, I've made my case. Michigan is untenable to me at this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of the big money is going to be going towards Penn State, because I think a lot of people feel that way. I think it could get to a point where this line gets up to 11, honestly, because I think everyone's allergic to Michigan.
That is so gross.
I could see 11? It happening. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm being crazy.
I don't think you're being crazy. The sentiment is that poor. Mm-hmm. I mean, it has to be. Because what that's telling you is that if it gets to 11, that means the market is telling you that Penn State is a touchdown better than Michigan on a neutral, which I just refuse to believe. Like, refuse.
Mm-hmm.
The good part about Penn State and laying points with them is that James Franklin will stick it in at the end.
Yeah, to stick it to him.
If it's required.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. There's not too many of those coaches. He's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so if you're like, all right, most like taking you to the woodshed.
Yeah. What do you think about
taking you out back?
Yeah, and it's at home, and I think he wants to give the fans something to be happy about. What do you think about the Bama and Oklahoma spreads? You think? I legitimately think Bama could be smoking cigars at halftime of this game.
Yeah, this is over. Tennessee, big win last week. This is going to be a bloodbath, and I don't have any interest in laying Bama. And I don't want to bet Tennessee because this is going to be one of those things where Tennessee's going to have the ball with like 5.5 minutes left. And if they score a touchdown, they cover. And if they don't, Bama covers. This is just – it's so material. I mean, but I could see this 28-35, nothing real early, like early second quarter.
Yeah, beat down.
So, yeah, would I be surprised in either direction? No. So I'll stay away. Oklahoma, I am interested in. I'll take them probably in the first half because I really liked what I've seen from them all year. They woulda, shoulda, coulda, whatever. You guys can bust my balls for this if you want, but they should have covered last week.
Yeah.
I mean, just completely crushed Texas. Wound up winning by 7. I'm not even talking about the late touchdown. I think that's kind of just part of the game. I think they should have been up significantly more than 14 with those handful of minutes left.
Yeah, that one hurt, but hey, that's why I don't ever. I've sworn off that game. I will never spend any more of my money on the Red River Shootout or Red River Showdown or Red River Rivalry,
whatever it's called,
or Red River send Red River right over.
Oklahoma's in the playoff. There's nobody that they're going to lose to.
Yep.
Write it down, pencil it in. I wonder if I get a price on that. That's actually probably a good idea.
Probably not a bad idea. But while Jared looks at that is actually going to do it for this week's edition of Pigskin Junkies. I'm Mike Larson. That's Jared Larson. We would like to continue to please ask you to rate, review, subscribe the old podcast. And let us know your thoughts. Continue to tweet at us. We really appreciate you college guys reaching out.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Did you respond to that?
What?
we got a couple questions.
All right, I like it. So there we go. That's what Jared and I are going to get into. We are out of here, junkies.
See ya.